and welcome to Decorating Pages. I am your host, Kim Wannop. How's it going? How you doing? How you been? Where are you? What are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I just finished a commercial in Los Angeles, and I am enjoying a little time off. I don't care. I can say it. I'm enjoying it. And it's a fall, quotes, in Los Angeles, and it might rain on Tuesday, which is the day this is going to air, which is exciting because maybe I'll get to sleep in. Not really, because I got to get up with my kids, but like maybe it'll be a rainy fall day, which I always love. I love fall. I love fall back east. Fall football weather, soup, sweaters, love it. But you don't get much of it out here. The thing about LA is there's never an excuse to do something because it's always nice. You can never use the weather as an excuse to stay home, really. So I'm looking forward to hopefully it rains. I don't know how many people say that, but I am. This episode that's coming up is production designer Kelly Von Wagner Hogan and set decorator Emily Dawson-Trent, and they are just the powerhouse behind Disney's Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. We discuss how these two turn every set into a playful, magical play yard, and they share the challenges of creating these enhanced caves, vibrant parties, the iconic apartment of the grown-up Alex Russo. Spoiler, Selena Gomez loved it. So, yes, all that and juggling a multicam turnaround. So we'll get to that in a minute. Let's see what's up. Watching some TV now that I have some time. I've been rewatching What We Do in the Shadows. I think I've said that. I laugh out loud every episode. I still laugh out loud. I think it's really funny. And Task. Everyone's watching Task, right? Now, this last episode, which is the second to last episode, made me think this is on par now, I feel, with Mare of Easttown. It's a great show. I kind of give Mare the upper hand a little bit because I don't like Mark Ruffalo, but everyone is sensational. All these sub-characters in Task are just fantastic. Set designer Keith Cunningham and set decorator Edward McLaughlin, who also, they both did Mare of Easttown. So, God, bravo, man. I just love it. It's so well written. It's so well done. Totally. And I also watch, what else did I watch? That Touch of Mink, which is 1962, Cary Grant, and blanking on the chick's name. Doris Day. Doris Day. And that was designed by Robert Clayworthy, Alexander Goulston, and set decorator George Milo, who did Psycho. Robert Clayworthy also did Psycho. This film has such great sets of the automatic. I've said before, there is a great documentary that Mel Brooks did on the automatic, which was basically a cafeteria where you used to be able to go in. I think, am I right? They started in Philly. They might have they were in New York and they were in Philly, and you could go in, get a sandwich, a scoop of ice cream for like $1, like 50 cents or whatever. But, it's a great documentary. Please check that out. The Automatic. I believe it's on TCM. I believe it's on their TCM app, which is HBO app. But anyway, in this film, one of her friends works at the Automatic, so you get to see behind the scenes of the Automatic in working style. It's really great, and there's some really great 60s interiors and color palette and the costumes and her hair. Oy vey. So, yes, I had never seen That Touch of Mink. So I went, I watched that the other night. Also, so sad to hear that Diane Keaton passed away. I love Diane Keaton. Not like in a love, but like I've respected her. I don't know. I just respected her as an actress and thought that she did her own thing. And she was one of a kind, I felt. To me, I know she's had some great roles. I don't like Woody Allen's, but I'll give you Annie Hall. Hands down, Annie Hall. But Baby Boom. Sorry, she is just always J.C. Wyatt to me. And I put that on the other night when she passed away. And God, that film, I don't know. I can't even tell you how many times I watched it. the interiors, it was so inspiring to me about a working woman and then having a baby, and this like New York lifestyle, and the cold gray apartment and the cold furniture and the Le Corbusier chairs, um and then going to like the farm and seeing that this contrast of how life can be, either in the city or on the farm. And she's so funny in it. She just is. She just cracks me up in it. And her facial expressions. That baby. I wish we knew what happened to that baby, but fantastic little girl. And I don't know. Harold Ramis is fantastic in it. Proud. Production designer Jeffrey Howard and set decorator Lisa Fisher for Baby Boom. God, it was an influence to me. It really was. And the more I watched it the other night, I thought, God, I've seen it so many times. It's just, it's one of those things. If it's on, I put it on. It's one of those. The other ones I put on, if it's on and I put it on, Reversal of Fortune. I don't know. I have to watch it. Casino. Baby Boom's one of them. If it's on, I put it on. Why not? What else? I want to remind everyone, and it's also in the newsletter, about the event on October 23rd at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood. Charles Phoenix is presenting a big retro slideshow, the Southern California in the 50s and 60s. If you are a lover of design and LA design and location work, this I think is going to be really exciting. It's part of International Production Design Week. The Television Academy is also helping sponsor it. And it's going to be a really good night and a lot of networking, I have to say. A lot of designers are going. A lot of decorators have signed up. So you better get your ticket. I'm just telling you now. It's prepare to be dazzled as the golden era of Southern California springs to life in this brilliant Kodachrome color on the big screen. So he's going to narrate this screening, and I've heard he has like never before seen stills of the 10 Commandments and the sets and the background and all that. So I'm very excited to see that. Again, it's at the El Portal Theater and on Lancashire in North Hollywood on October 23rd. You can get your tickets at elportaltheater.com. Yes, there it is. All right, cool. I did it. Yeah. I'm going. I'll be there. I hope to see everyone there. All right, let's get to this awesome, magical, magical episode. This type of episode really makes me happy because, as I say in the beginning, we people who design and decorate the children's design, young adult design. You influence from such a young age. It's awesome to be on a project like this. So I am talking to Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, the color, the chaos, and the pure joy of building magic on a multicam clock. Kelly von Wagner Hogan and Emily Dawson-Trent break down the glittering caves, this Frankenstein meets witch lab, and yes, Alex's grown-up apartment that Selena Gomez herself said it's so Alex. So, from the pressures of inspiring a new generation of viewers to the small, hard-working team that they have, they bring these sets to life. Kelly and Emily share their passion for making this show just magical and making it a playground for both actors and audiences. So I hope you enjoy. A good background. We're all good. So you guys have finished up. You finished up in July. You said. Is that what you just said?
Yes. Yeah, early July. Yeah.
Nice. What is? Did you have time between the first two seasons or no? Or
we did. What was it, like 3 months, Emily?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah. It used to be like very like, okay, a 3-month break. It was like summer break. That's what it felt like. But now the hiatuses are longer. which I don't love.
Yeah, those were the days, weren't they, when it's like 3 months off to travel and then back to a whole another 8 months of
Yeah.
work. It was so great.
It was like being a school teacher kind of when you're on a show like that. Like you do your episodes, you get some time off, you go back. Yeah. Where's
That was
it's
good.
gone. Yeah, that was good. That was fun. Wait, but you had the same episode order, right? You still had 10. Was it 10 in both
So
seasons?
the first season we had 20,
Oh.
and the second
Oh,
season
that's right.
we got 10,
Uh,
which no everyone was very sad about.
Yeah.
But I just kept saying 10 episodes is better than 0 episodes.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I don't think I'm sure no one was happy about it because even with the writers, they have to, condense all of their storylines and everything and get that arc in there. So,
I
um,
think they had written a 20 episode like arc. They'd already done that. And so when they were told that it was only going to be 10 episodes, they really had to rework it. And it was hard for them, I know.
how did you two come into the project?
Emily was there.
Emily
She
was
was
there.
already in. Yeah, you talk about that.
I Greg brought me on to help. So Amy Feldman was the decorator who did the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And Greg knew that they probably wouldn't be doing the main show because Glinda what was the production designer's name?
Glenda
Glenda
Ramos. Yeah.
would then go on to like do Frasier. So
Right.
he got me on kind of as the shopper for Amy's shopper on the pilot. So then I was already in, and that was
Oh,
the
nice.
agreement that I would decorate the show when it came back. So that's how I got in. And then Kelly, you tell how you got in.
I think Greg left.
I just kind of, I'd already done a few Disney shows. I'd done Raven's Home and Bunked. And I was, I guess, just kind of with the company for a
Yeah.
bit, and everything was going great. So Greg Hampson just called me up one day and said, "Do you want to join us for Wizards?" And I didn't know Greg from
Oh,
anybody,
yeah.
but he was so casual and delightful,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I was just like, "Come join us." And I said, "Okay."
But
Oh,
Jetta, you'd worked for Jetta and Scott, and they loved your
Yes.
work, so they were on the
I,
Wizards too.
I did know the showrunners for sure.
I have to say, I interviewed this production designer, Tracy Collins, I think 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago already. And she does Power Rangers.
Mhm.
And she's done Power Rangers for like years and first she started out in wardrobe and then she designed and then she took over. And I at first I was like, okay, let's talk. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, oh my God, the influence that like young adult and Disney and like Power Rangers and like all of these things I know had on me. And like the children who watch these programs are so influenced. Like I wanted like a Punky Brewster bedroom or a Clisser explains it all. Like I wanted all those things. So I get so jealous when I see all your sets are so whimsical and colorful and just so imaginative and thinking like, God, that's such inspiration that you're giving to young adults. Like, do you do you think about that pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I would. I'd be like, oh God, does Target have this blanket? Because it might sell out. I don't know. Like,
Mm, I know. It's definitely it's a huge conversation when you're starting any new Disney show because the words that are constantly used are inspirational, aspirational, and iconic.
oh wow, that's
And it's like, whoa, baby.
okay.
But it's the best kind of challenge because it just lets you flex every muscle you have
Yeah,
in your creative mind, you know?
yeah.
So it's so fun working with Emily because I think, and I don't want to speak for you, but you seem to get as excited as I get. So
Yes, that's
it's
important.
like it's I'm like, what would be really cool is if we made her room look like, super textured and then get all these like magical crystals. And Emily's like, oh my God, yeah, and you
Yeah,
just like, kind of geek out together a lot. So it's good.
It's really fun working in a magical world.
yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
even just looking at your sets, and I think I had seen a bit of it when it was just Waverly Place, and then not I had not been like into this yet, and then after watching it I thought, oh, my boys can watch this. Like, also
Mhm.
there's a thing of like, oh wow, I can introduce them to this, like they'd be totally into wizards and stuff like this. For some reason they don't want to do Harry Potter, so this might be good to like break them into it. So yeah, I mean, inspirational and colorful and fun and just really great sets. Bravo.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Because I skimmed most of the first season, and then yesterday I skimmed most of the second season too, just to see like sets and things. And God, you guys work. What is your shooting schedule like?
It's very it's the same every week, which is very helpful because you can plan your life a little bit.
Oh,
So Mondays they come in, we do a production meeting first, then the cast comes in, they do a table read, and then they rehearse on stage. So we're still prepping during all these meetings, like
right,
construction and set deck. Like Emily and Colin and I are all in the meeting, but our teams are all busting their butts on stage for a while before the stage gets taken over for rehearsals. And then Tuesday they come in, they rehearse. We have a producers run through around like 2 or 3. So basically, it's like theater. You
right,
move from set to set and they do the whole show in front of you so that the writers can see what jokes are landing, what blocking isn't working for the director. We can see, like, oh, that door needs to work better. Like they're
right,
opening that a lot.
right,
And oh, it might be taking them too long to get from here to there, so maybe we rework some of the dressing or just like whatever it is, but that helps us a ton. So then Wednesday we can kind of revise anything that's needing revision in the sets, and then they rehearse all day again Wednesday, and then they do a network run through around the same time, like 2 o'clock or so, and Disney executives come and then they get network notes and the writers might have to change a few things or not, and then we shoot all day Thursday, shoot Friday, unless there's an audience show,
hmm,
then most of the shooting will happen Thursday, and then they might do a couple things Friday morning. But audience usually starts around 4 p.m., and then they shoot a couple live scenes in front of the audience, which is always everyone loves that. Like
yeah,
everybody, the energy that comes from the audience is just like so good for the cast and
yeah.
everybody because you see everyone get excited about
Yeah.
it. So
And like to unveil sets in front of an
mhm,
audience, I think is an amazing thing. Like, because
mhm,
I've never worked in multicam, so I don't know. But there must be like the oohs and ahs, or like, what could the scene be about? Because especially with you guys doing such interesting things and like not normal things at a regular show, it's not at a coffee shop or a restaurant every other episode. So
mhm.
that must be fun.
Yeah,
It's
that's really fun. And on our end, so like on Thursdays and Fridays while they're shooting, we're picking up all the stuff for the
Yeah,
next
you're prepping
episode.
while all that's happening. I mean, you're also
Yeah.
working on two episodes at a time, right?
mhm,
Yeah,
So basically on Monday, we're moving, like picking up and trying to move in most of the furniture so they have something to work with when they rehearse the next day.
right.
And then we just spend the next couple of days, especially in the mornings from like 6 to 8:30, getting as much work done dressing the sets as possible.
Let's talk about some of your dress sets. This was this is season one, in
mhm.
episode 121, I believe. And they're in these like dark caverns, caves and stuff. And how much space, I mean, I can imagine I've seen a multicam show, but you look like you have a large swing set space. Or is this a different stage?
This no, this we had one stage and one stage only.
Oh wow.
So it was a lot of changeovers, which is a lot of work for construction and for set deck constantly. This one was really wide.
Hmm.
I want to say the set was probably 30 to 40 feet wide, but it was not very deep because our stage didn't allow for that. Um, so what I did a lot of times to make sets feel bigger was go as wide as possible and then just give them a lot of cool foreground elements and stuff
Mhm.
so that they could kind of pull depth and get that. But yeah, this was one of the larger ones. I
It,
wish it was taller.
Well, they're
But
short. They're kids, so at least you got some.
yeah,
Like,
it helps. It really does help sometimes. But
yeah,
now they're so tall, they're getting so
yeah.
tall.
Um,
So.
this is a large scenic set you have here. I mean, with like the caverns and all the rock and the spider webs and the greensman coming in, I'm sure, and the rocks and everything. I mean, what is this? You have three different versions of this set, maybe four. What is the turnaround? You pre-taped these.
Yes.
Yes. So then what
Um,
was your turnaround for getting it like 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 a swamp with rocks to like a cavern and then to like them hanging off a cliff? I mean, that's a
so
big.
that little cliff, I wanted to show you because I always think it's really fun when you do like
Yeah.
Batman type stuff.
Yeah.
So that was actually across the camera aisle on the other
On
side,
the other side.
just against the blue screen. So we did the same vacuum form, the same foam. Basically, we took a bunch of vacuum forms and blended them so it wasn't like this really consistent pattern of rock. And then, like bead foam and shave and sand, and then all our scenic painters come in, and they're so talented. Our team is incredible.
Mm.
Um, so that's how we did all
Yeah.
the rock, and then on the other side, the good thing is that it was kind of like a big perimeter of rock, and then we did all the stalagmites and stalactites, and so we kind of moved. Those were all Lego, right? Like some of them you see hanging, we could
Right.
unscrew and move those. I think we focused mostly because of time. We focused on the ones on the ground, the stalagmites. So we were moving those around. Um, and then the bridge came in. I mean, it was kind of like the whole premise was kind of like a video game, like they were trying to cross this chasm in this cave. So we moved in the bridge. We moved in the stones that were built up. You can see the perimeter of the set is actually on steel deck. It's like a 7-inch rise
Oh,
off of the stage floor, which kind of helped with keeping the practical special effects fog in
right.
there like a barrier. And then we were able to hide those lights. Lighting hid those lights underneath to kind of. They did this cool thing when they were rehearsing, when they were jumping on the stones, because they were like jumping across the stones to
Right.
get across. We're in rehearsals. They helped the actors so much. Our DP Cliff like shot this like orange light up, so it felt like there
Little
was fire
fire.
there, so the kids could play off of that. I thought that was so just great for the kids to have that to interact with, because they don't get to see the finished VFX when they're doing these
Right.
performances, and they're so good even if they don't see anything. But I think it just makes it more fun for everybody on the set. But
You
yeah,
also
we moved.
you have a lot of level of visual effects in the sets too, and allowing for those in the dressing and the design and everything. I mean, are there some scenes that you're getting more prep time because of that, because of intricate sort of like, oh, we have to do this gag where this happens, or is it just like, no, it's on Friday. It's
If
fine.
we're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get any extra time for the more complicated
No.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't think
mean,
so, but you never know.
in a perfect world, we'd have like shoot this version Thursday, shoot the next version Friday. But that rarely happens. It's usually Emily's crew or construction coming in over lunch,
Yeah.
and like, okay, move, 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 move. It's
Yeah.
just a little chaotic, but
Yeah.
we do it. We
Take
do it.
take the early
We get.
lunch and like little elves, they come back and it's a whole different set. Yep, been there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
that cave was a beautiful set, Kelly. There's not a
yeah,
lot of set dressing in there, so I didn't have a lot to do with that.
yeah,
But
it's
it turned out it was stunning, and the stalactites and everything. It was gorgeous.
yeah, that is a
And
fun. That's
you
fun.
can I don't know if you can see it in these pictures very well, but it was really fun to try to make. I love doing nature
Mm.
stuff. It's like my favorite. So doing like the rocks and kind of, I wanted it to feel a little bit magical, so we would put like glitter
Is there
or
glitter?
clear tape or something in there so you can kind of see a shimmer when the light catches it, right?
Right.
I just love I think, yeah, I don't know. It
You can kind of
hopefully in the episode
see
it
it.
reads.
It sparkles.
Yeah, it's
Sparkly.
Yeah,
Sparkly
really
stalactites.
sparkly. It was very crystally looking, which I think really suits a Wizards show too.
Yeah, I mean it reads like on the back wall too. You can see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little shimmer.
Yeah. And then you have parties and you have colorful parties especially in this episode, you have two parties. So
I loved this one,
Emily.
Emily. I loved it.
I love the dance floor. To me, I'm like,
Yes.
oh yeah, the light up dance floor is like, I wish I could have a
Yeah.
party like that.
There's a lot going on this set. So Mimi, the mother, is a Staten Island girl, and she basically decorated this to be her
Saturday
dream
Night
party
Fever.
when she was a teenager. This was like the most amazing thing that she could ever have wished for. So that is the first look. And she loves leopard print, animal prints, you know, the dance floor, the classic Boogie Nights dance floor.
Yes.
And all that. So that's what we brought to the table here. And then the actual look, and then she decided, okay, all right, we'll do it, you know, just a pretty sweet look, more of a simple look for the actual birthday party that happened.
Yeah. I mean, and what is your turnover for this? Is this during lunch?
So basically, no, we had a little
Okay.
more time than lunch for this one. So that night we broke down the previous look that we just saw, the Staten Island look, and then the next morning we had it all prepped and ready to go. So the next morning we brought the balloon woman in.
Yeah.
She did her stuff. We had a little bit more time. We had a few hours to get this look complete before shooting that day.
God, I mean, I always dealing with balloons, which give great production value, but I'm always like, can't you just come with the balloons done? Do you get that? And then you have to stand, you have to watch them blow up the balloons, and it's like, do you know what time it is, right? Like you were gonna be done by this time, right? Like I sweated every time we have to do, and they do. I mean, the balloon people are always great, but I get such anxiety about balloons. And
You probably did a lot of balloons on Veep, right?
oh my God, so many balloon drops. I almost killed Julia once with a balloon drop. We did, and Parks and Rec, so many I mean, yes,
Oh,
yeah.
so stressful.
Yeah, it is. And it's like the timing and the special effects and all that. The guy doing no, it's
And
yeah.
one always pops and scares the living daylights out of everyone on
Oh yeah.
stage. And it's the worst.
Oh yeah. I have a very good story I'll tell you another time about balloons popping and a producer freaking out. But yes. But balloons are always they always look great. They always look like,
They do.
they're money. But yeah.
It's a cheap way to take up a lot of visual
Yeah,
space, for
and
sure.
color and to pop, pop. Look at all those colors you got in there. That's a great like mix there, and to give that party such a different feel.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I love it. This lab you guys did is incredible. So this is a lab, and I mean, there's so many trinkets and little finds on all of the tables, and I mean, this is a very layered set. Like, how did you guys, what's your concept and how'd you get in on this? Like, how long did this take?
We were told, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go, Kelly.
I was just going to say, just what the conversation I'd had, this was at the end of the season, and everything was just a little bit, we were moving really fast. But I was talking with the showrunners, and they were like, we want it to look like it's a tower perched on the side of a cliff,
Mm,
and it's scary. It's kind of like, Frankenstein-y, but also more magic than that. And so that's basically what I got, to design from. So that's what we did. And then in all my conversations with Emily, we were brainstorming together, and we both just agreed that everything needed to feel like, it's kind of a running theme with this show. Everything needs to feel like it can just come alive.
mm,
It needs to be, and especially with this one, because they kept saying like laboratory, but also wizardy. So it was like everything needs to feel electric. And so, Emily, tell her about like some of the
yeah, you
stuff you
loved
found,
it.
because it's just so good.
So I love this set. I loved creating this set. I love anything. I see it as kind of like Frankenstein meets witch, you know, and there's
Yeah.
lots of, potion elements and just parchment paper printed with like cleared art that's very Da Vinci-esque of like these mad, you know, experiments, and just like I just really got in character with this one and pictured what it would be like if I was like this crazy manic person who just wanted to create all this stuff and harness all the power and the energy from wherever, and with just all the lights and different parts and machine parts and taking apart these vintage machines and making something else completely different. And I love lights. Lights are my
Yeah,
favorite.
so
So
many lights.
the lamps and stuff I found were, yeah, that aspect of it was really fun. I think the electricians wanted to kill me on this one, but they agree that it looked good after everything
Oh
was lit
yeah.
up. But yeah, just it just had it's full of energy, and that was really really fun. And books, of course, everywhere, and stacks of books. So I think it's like a great melding between like what a witch would create and what a mad scientist would create. And
Yeah.
it was really really fun to create this set, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
Well, and Emily always finds this great way of finding things that can kind of move. Like she's got wheels in there and she's got those plasma balls, and like the kids, they're professionals, but they're still kids, and they go in there and they're like, oh,
Right.
cool, and they're like touching things, and it helps them so much. Like it just, I say this all the time because it's like we're just making them a playground. We're
Oh
just,
yeah. Yeah.
it's just make them a playground that they can just become and play. And that's what you totally brought to this set. It was so much fun to look at and literally play with.
I think too what's so interesting is with with your show and the magic and everything in it is you guys probably give them so much back when they walk into sets like this. Like it must be easier for them to act in. I mean, obviously adults too, but like as a child and walking into a set like this, and all of our process and reading it and then you're rehearsing it and blah blah blah, but when you get to the set and you see something like this, I would think as a child you'd be like, "Oh, I really get this now." Like, "Oh, this is a like it must help them so much," I would think. Like,
That's the goal.
yeah. I mean, it's so fun and being able to touch things and this my character would have like I guess someone thought about this besides me, like, and I just think it must be so great for them to walk into like you're saying like these playgrounds and be able to physically touch the things and it be so magical. It's
Hmm.
really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest rewards is when the actors say, "I love the room you guys created for us." I this is exact, and I think we'll get to this part later, but when Selena Gomez mentioned to Kelly, "This is
Yeah.
exactly the apartment that I would live in, that my character would live
Oh,
in."
that's great.
You guys nailed it. And we're like, yes.
Always great to hear. Because we spend as much time in these characters' heads as the actors do. So it's so important that we all meet up together. I love this
Yeah.
sconce that you have where it's a hand holding a lantern. That's like such a great detail. It's so
It's also
creepy.
a battle for Emily sometimes because she finds these incredible objects and things like that are just like, yes, this is so
Yeah.
weird and magical and perfect. And then clearance comes along
Oh, oh
and they
no.
don't want you to use something from some prop house. And we hear them and we love them so much. But sometimes you're like,
I don't.
please, please.
I don't love clearance people. There's one clearance guy I can tolerate, Lorenzo. But the rest of them, I think that they're I don't know. Like we're all trying to get this done and you're telling me like a store bar bought Halloween decoration is not
Yeah.
clearable. It doesn't make sense. That
It
guy
hurts the creative vision a lot. And
and by the way,
there
these
have
are all made in Taiwan. No one's gonna see it and sue you. Like this is it's a crazy
I know.
world.
And the
Crazy.
funny story behind that sconce is I inherited that from my mentor, Lisa De Los Reyes, who actually decorated the original Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was really great to get to use it here. I'm
Oh,
sure
that's
that
great.
appeared in the original Wizards somewhere.
Oh my God, that's a great little find. Did you have did you inherit dressing?
I inherited her kit. So
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's great. That's
Yeah.
cool. They
Emily was born for the show.
How many years between the shows? 5
I think it was like 15
or
years.
15? I was going to say 15 years they hold on because usually other shows get to pick through and, take everything once a show's over. I'm like pleasantly surprised that you got stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, she had her own kit that she had accumulated over the years of a few really cool items that she was, that she came into these shows with that she kept. So some of the masks in the lair were I inherited from her, and we got to reuse those in the Wizards lair in the show.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Um, oh, wait, I have more. I didn't realize. So the out and there is a scene in this outside where they're looking in too, which was cool, and they're climbing over a wall, and so it's a two-sided set, at least on one half.
Yeah, it was kind of tricky too because we had like no room on stage. Like I wanted this. I went through a couple versions of this layout trying to figure out how to give them enough room. I'm still not super happy with how close the star drop is to the set, but you make it work.
If I'm believing the show, I'm believing the star psych, okay? It's not
But we did create like a little parapet wall for them to
Yeah.
climb over.
Yeah.
And that was the big thing. And then just making sure, the windowsills are low enough that they can realistically
Scoot
hoist
over.
themselves
Yeah.
into the air. So it's always measuring a lot. It's a lot of me and our director in our office, like holding a tape measure and going, "Can you get your leg over that?" Just figuring it out.
Yeah. How tall are they? Like sometimes you'll put like how tall the actors are like on my like by the doorway and be like, "Oh, is that too big for him or whatever?" But
Yeah. I
um
have in my SketchUp models, I have to scale height. Like I steal the photos that costumes takes when they're doing
oh,
fittings, and
yeah.
then I scale the actors to their real
What
models so I can see.
what programs are you using? Do you do
For my
SketchUp?
concept models, I use SketchUp because
SketchUp.
it's so fast and I can texture it and color it so quickly and I literally give those to Emily and I'm like, this is the vibe. Let's talk about it. And it just makes everything so much easier. And then when we do construction drawings, the set designers use Vectorworks.
Vector. Wow. And you have one art director in the team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have the art department's so small. It's
Yeah.
me and our assistant art director, Kelsey Drew Howard. And we have a graphic artist, Coley.
Which
Coley
the
Puff.
which a it's a weird thing because they call them assistant art directors. They're really art directors. It's just because of the contract. It's such a weird, stupid thing. But
It's a weird thing.
yeah. And then set designers, and then Emily, you have a lead and four-ish?
So I have a lead in two and an onset.
Two? Two?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you
we get to hire day players sometimes, which is nice.
sometimes for this
Yeah,
dress you had
these
two guys?
And
Anyway.
girls,
Girls. Uh, wowzers. Do you get a buyer every once in a while? Something? No?
every once in a while,
No.
if we're really up against the wall with time and it's a huge set, yeah, I do.
That scares me. Scares me to be that
it
light.
like it's crazy. I mean, we
Yeah,
get I don't know, I
not
kind of
that.
had to fight
Bravo.
tooth and nail just to get a graphic artist. And then she's always like, I mean, her team is just running ragged.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted at the end of the day.
I think it's always hard to like get the graphic designer days. I find more so lately. And to ask for a graphic designer just for set deck is like basically a no-no at this point. You're like they just
I mean, graphics is arguably the busiest position on the show
oh,
because it's everybody. It's
it's
art,
everywhere.
it's set deck,
Yeah.
it's costumes, it's
Costumes.
props.
Yeah.
And then production's always like, can you make me an invitation?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? So it's like, it's just,
Yeah.
it's constant. And I did, our props to our production team. They did let me have a full-time graphic artist this past season. And it proved to be 100% necessary every single day. So
Yeah, I mean,
normally that's not the case.
it's so much, and it's little things that no one ever thinks of. And I'm sure even like these pictures or whatever, they have to be cleared and everything, or they have to be sized if you wanted them sized or whatever. Like they help out with that even, but yeah.
Yeah, and Kelsey's up there, our assistant architect, she's up there like working with Coley, scaling things to size and printing it in house and cutting it out. And it's just like it's so fast.
Yeah.
It's just yeah, these two-person art departments, these little crews, I should say, on these multicams, they are it's part of the reason why I love it so much is because if you can do this, I think you can do anything.
Yeah.
Because you have to do it so fast. And a lot of times people are like, oh, it's small, is blah blah blah. But I'm like, the production value that I'm so proud of our team for creating every week. I'm like, imagine what we could do with more people, more
Yeah.
money.
I know. More
Right.
more people, more money. I mean, it's unreal. It's really crazy how we can all get it done. It really is. And consistently every week,
Mhm,
you know.
mhm.
A
So what
lot of weeks, I only have 2 days to shop the next episode because I'm so busy dressing the sets, and there's so much to get done in those 3 days.
I
You know.
know. That's it's painful. It's painful, but like in a sense of like the stress of I know I have to do something else and I'm doing this and I can't enjoy what I'm doing right now because I got to get on to the next thing. At least that's
Yeah.
how I feel a lot of like I want to spend time in this set right now, but I got to get to blah blah blah. Like that's always what
It's knowing when to switch, right?
yeah.
It's like knowing when to refocus on something else. It's like playing a sport.
Yeah. Yeah, you're constantly judging priorities and what's coming next. I I saw so many articles in the last couple days, maybe it's just on my in my head about your show. It's
Mhm.
great. So
Season two just dropped on Disney
yes.
Plus. That's why, yeah.
Yes. And so I was like, well, should we talk about the end of the season? But they dropped
I
it
think
all
you
at
can.
once. So, I mean, go I'm just going for it, I feel like.
But
Yeah,
that
I think
Yeah.
the rule is if it's aired, you can talk about it.
Yeah. I always try. I mean, I could tell people right now if you haven't watched the ending, maybe skip ahead a little and we'll get back to you. But this apartment that you created is wonderful. Also, is this the same footprint as the cave?
No, actually, this
No.
is opposite. This is right
Mm.
across from the cave.
Mm.
So we actually did strike some sets to make room for this. Our permanent set, the Russo Wizard Lair, we had to strike to make room for this because it's a bigger apartment set. I'm guessing, I'm trying to remember. I think this was like 35 feet wide.
So this is Alex's adult apartment,
Hmm.
and
Which
as you said, Selena Gomez really enjoyed it, which is always a compliment. I mean, that's always
was huge.
yeah.
This this was a set that kept me up for weeks because I knew it was coming
Mm,
and I did so much research into Alex's character from the original Wizards, but also there were a lot of people to please with this one
yeah.
because it's not just Alex Russo from the original Wizards. It's Selena Gomez, the most famous woman in the world.
Yeah.
So it's like, or one of at least the
Yeah.
most
Well,
famous
the
people
most
in the
follow
world.
I mean, she's one of the most followed people on Instagram, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it was really important to me that we honored who her character was while also bringing in elements like that felt appropriate for the person she is, which is someone who lives with such grace and she's a beauty icon and she's very glamorous, but she's also super humble.
Mm,
So it needed to feel like I wanted people to look at this and go, wow, this is beautiful, but also something's kind of weird, you know? Like she is kind of, I mean, all these characters in Wizards are kind of out in the world passing as mortals or as normal people, right?
right.
They're wizards, they're magical. So when you enter their personal space, you need to feel like anything like that apartment lives and breathes on its own. And she has made it and she has created it over years of magic, right? Like old Alex Russo from Original Wizards. Did she like to read? No. She's like, I'd rather die than sit down and read a book. But adult Alex Russo has specific books that are important to her that she has used. You know, she learned from her shenanigans and her mistakes. So she does have some books now, but she keeps them on a very whimsical, magical bookcase that wraps around her window. Um, Everything in that place I wanted to feel kind of tied to nature. That's why you see a lot of real wood. Her doors are carved, her kitchen counters are that live edge that I found at this
It's beautiful.
wonderful place. I love a live edge countertop, and so I wanted everything in that apartment to have an interesting shape and to feel like it could wiggle or move or breathe, you know. So that live edge really was awesome. And we put, you know, her stove hood is kind of a unique shape. She has a moon shaped skylight with stained glass in it, and
It's so pretty.
you know, brass inlays in her front door. And you know, even the I don't know if you can really tell in this photo, but like her checkered floor pattern is like a kind of an organic shape. It's not just like a square, you know. So anything we could do, we put the hardware on her kitchen cabinets are dragonflies, because in my research I found Selena cooking in her real life kitchen and she had dragonfly cabinet poles, and I was like, we got to get those. We put stuff like that all over the apartment in hopes that she would be like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
And she did. I mean, every time she came onto the stage, she would come and she would sit on her sofa, that beautiful sofa that Emily found.
The pink.
And she just gravitated toward the space. And one day I was in there, you know, futzing with something. And she turned to me and she was like, she introduced herself. She was like, I know who you are, but you're so lovely. And she was like, are you the production designer? And I was like, yeah, I'm Kelly. Nice to meet you. And she said, this set is stunning. She was like, this is so Alex. And I swear, like, I went through a lot of anxiety trying to get this one just right. It was really important to me. It was really important to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have Gary Marsh from the original Wizards on our show, and I had so many conversations with him. I really wanted him to be happy, you know, like he's such a nice guy. And I was like, oh, I want this to like hit for you. I want you to feel like you're back, you know?
Yeah.
And so when she said that, I'm not even kidding. I like welled up and I was like, I'm sorry. That means a lot to me. It's just so nice because we put so much thought into it. And Emily just, I mean, you should talk about some of the stuff in here because you just brought so much energy to this.
You have so many textures and so many like little, I keep going backwards, little gems and these little nooks and everything that you were able to put furniture in and still pop color and get fabrics and I mean the woods and the bricks and everything. It's like, but it all feels like it's meant to be. It's such a great decorated space.
Oh, thank you so much. This was a really fun set, and a lot of time and effort went into, like Kelly said, thinking about this and what would this character do. And, you know, we did want it to feel alive. And I wanted it to seem like anything you could pick up could have a spell cast on it and suddenly start moving, or everything, you know, a lot of things in there are really cool, but just a little like not really what you would find in someone like a regular, like a muggle's house.
Right.
So, you know, plants growing out of drawers and, you know, just like really interesting, whimsical elements, lots of geodes and
So many
crystal orbs and pillows with eyes, and just, but at the same time, really happy and warm because I think Selena really embraces that kind of warmth and just like this inclusive attitude, you know. So I really wanted to bring that too. And just have it be happy, you know, and lots of color. And she's a happy witch.
Yeah.
And I think, and I love in the kitchen that there's like, there are plants everywhere. In the kitchen, there's a terrarium, there are herbs, there are apothecary jars. a lot of the stuff I actually borrowed from the lair because I'm like, yeah, she would have taken this from the lair. Like just crystal balls and orbs and different apothecary jars. And, in her kitchen, there's food and then there's a bunch of herbs to make spells with. And it was just really fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of plants, which gives such life, and like the greenery really pops off of everything, and then
We
you
had
have
a lot of conversation about that. We're like, it needs to feel alive. And so I brought it with the woods and, the organic shapes. And then she brought all these beautiful plants in and it did exactly what I was hoping it would do.
yeah. This little outside terrace that you have, that they have a really nice scene out there too, and get to use the space, which is nice. Was that Did you design that and they used it, or did they say that was that scripted, like she's got a terrace, like get them out of there?
It was a conversation. We knew we needed, there's usually, especially when Selena comes to the show, there's a lot of breakaway conversations of like her and Justin or her and Billy. And so
Mm,
they need a place to go to have a conversation where no one else can hear them. So this was definitely something that they asked for. Um, it always evolves, of course, and it's always like, well, where are they going to sit? And are they going to be
right.
too close to the backing if they sit in the back? Or can they come forward? Or, like
Right.
it's a lot of that I struggle with just visually. But yeah, it was a set that was asked for, and I wanted to make sure that the like everything else in the set, that the railing wasn't too basic, I guess. I wanted it to
Oh,
have a
it's
little
great detailed.
something something to it, but also we had not, like many things, I think we had 2 weeks to do this set.
Yeah.
So we had a welder come in and do that, and I was kind of at the mercy of what parts I could find,
Oh, I love it.
in the time.
It's also magical with the roundness of it, and it's not and it has like a great decor and design in it. I think too, just oops. I think too, just the artwork to me, and like you were saying, like you have the pillows with the eyes, or like all of the pottery seems to have life to it. And I mean, Emily, when you're sourcing all these, are you just like looking for faces? Are you looking for like, are you,
I just, I kind of channel the character when I'm just in the
yeah,
mode, and I just like, I think about who this person is and what they would be like when Alex goes out on her own. And, I look at everything with those eyes. There it is. There it is. And I just pull the unique stuff that I think will hopefully all look good together.
don't you find it like in a year you're gonna be, you shop something, you're like, "Pff, that just would have been great for Alex's, and it's here now," and it always happens to me. I'm like, where were you a year ago? Pot,
I
rug.
really wanted. We had limited time, of course, but I had a week to shop this because we were on hiatus the
Oh,
week before
nice.
I shot. So, but I couldn't find a witch's broom. It was in the middle of summer. Like I had so much other stuff to do that I just kind of put it on the back burner. But I really wanted a witch's broom for that umbrella stand near the door, and I never found it.
I
But
love
you got
that
the
boot hanging
boots.
up.
You got
I
the
mean,
boots. I mean, that's even
thank
better.
it's so good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Did you have the mirror that's inset here? Was that assware?
So that's a portal,
It's just a
actually. It
portal.
kind of is just like the one that is
Oh,
in
that's right.
the living room of the house. They actually, that's on a hinge in the
Oh, right.
center, and they walk through it. But we did build that the night before we shot
Mm,
because it wasn't written in yet. And
mhm.
so they said we need a portal in Alex's, and I'm going. I mean, you can see the set. There's something on every wall, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god, okay. And so Emily's out running around trying to find a full length mirror, and we had a mirror going there, but it wasn't going to be something they could walk through.
Right.
So we were like, okay, we just have to make this work. So I was like, it can't be boring. And I
Yeah.
don't have time to sit here and do this crazy, like, I really wanted like a wavy kind of organic thing, but
Right.
we landed on this with the time that we had. And it's basically just a super deep window with a hinging mirror in the middle
Yeah, I
and a
forgot
green
about
screen
that.
on the other side.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a wing
Great
wall. So
solve.
that was weird.
It's solved. It's solved the problem,
Yeah.
and it looks
Yeah.
great. Really
The
brought.
guys came in early that morning.
I say bravo on this, and also your color. You got color in the windows, which is nice, and that's it's not blown out, so you can actually see the colors, which is really nice too. I think they
Yeah,
did such a good
those
job.
windows, there were a lot of people that wanted certain specific elements, and we had one producer that was really important in that we had like a few gothic elements. So I wanted to add like a little stained glass, and then we weren't able to do it in the downstage French doors because the door swing changed.
Mm,
But I had these beautiful gothic brackets that I put in the upper corners. They're up in the bookcase window. But anyway, yeah, it was trying to make those windows a little magical too.
I see
Like
them here.
everything can kind of feel like some sort of portal. Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Subtle, but they're there.
beautiful, beautiful. I know. Don't you wish like they're gonna be in the set every episode, right? You know, please.
We did get to shoot that one for 2 weeks. So that was nice because normally the swing sets, like you put your whole blood,
Yeah,
heart, soul, tears, everything into it. And you're like, all right, tear it down, you know.
cool.
But this one we got to shoot twice.
Yeah, I've done a lot of work for an eighth of a page.
Yeah.
The the throwback set that you got to do, the Subway sandwich shop, was that fun to kind of go back? Did you have drawings of what it was?
We
Not the
did not have
image, but
drawings,
no,
but we
just
did
the
have,
just a photo.
me and Kelsey and I watched a lot of Wizards and took screen grabs.
Yeah.
So we did. Um, This was a set that was originally designed by Michael Hines, who is like a Disney legend. He did
Mm-hmm.
a lot of wonderful, beautiful shows for them. There's a lot of custom detail in this set. So we ended up doing it. We were doing this, but we were also doing it like as if it were in the upside down, you know,
Right,
like
right.
super scary. It's like it's been abandoned and take yeah. So
Yeah.
here it is. It's you know, and I went hard on this. Like I was like, oh, it's Disney. Are they gonna think it's too crazy? But they
Wow.
loved it. And one of our Scott Thomas, one of our showrunners, is like a horror author. So he was directing one time that we did this, he was directing for our Halloween episode. He was like really happy with it. So I was like, if you're happy, I know we've done it. You know.
Check.
But yeah, we did it. We replicated the tiles in the columns and the little appliques above the windows there and that kind of like header. The molding and stuff, we were just kind of studying and zooming in and seeing if we could make it exactly the same, but a lot of it was graphically done. Like
Mm,
Coley and Kelsey got together to make the tile patterns for the top, and then we basically had them CNC'd out of MDF
mm-hmm.
and printed right on the MDF, and then we cracked it all. Like the construction guys, Colin and his team, then just cracked it all up and made it look busted.
Yeah.
And then our painters are crazy good. They just get
Your
it.
painters are great. I
Like
think their greens people are great too.
oh my God, Pete is the most passionate, enthusiastic
Yeah.
greensman you'll ever meet in your entire life. And I think he's the best greensman in all of Hollywood. And I don't know how I got so lucky, but he's like a friend and a teammate. And he just loves playing with trees and twigs and dirt so much.
Yeah. I mean, he's really because it's not too much and it looks dead. And it's
Mhm.
like not too much, which I find like sometimes like like you're like, dude, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta take this down a notch. Like it's a forest or something. Like you have to, but this seems to be such a great like level that is there of old growth and making it all look decayed and everything and lends so much to the set. It's great.
Yeah. But with both him and our painters and like all of our construction, they're so artistic in their own right, and then they love to collaborate, so we're just constantly talking. We're like, oh, it needs a little more here, a little
Yeah.
less, you know, like it's just they're really the best.
Yeah. I mean, when everybody's into it, it's great. It really
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
it shows,
Oh,
it
yeah.
really shows,
Oh,
because they come
definitely.
down and they're like, we tried something, what do you think? And I'm like, sometimes I, you know, sometimes I'm like, I love it, but maybe not there, and then sometimes I'm like, this is freaking perfect, I could have never You know, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
I love this
It's really
set.
great.
This set's one of my favorites.
Yeah. I mean, oh wait, destruction sets are kind of my favorite too to do. Just like, how can I burn this piano? Or how can I, unfortunately I have to break all these chairs or something. And you're like, how? This is great.
I
It's
was
great.
I was so delighted with what Emily did with this because I'm sitting here going, it's abandoned. There isn't a lot of dressing. And I remember talking to you about it, and I was like, I'm not really sure. Like, we should have some stuff, but I don't know. And you just like did it. You just handled it. You were like, yep, receipts and old food wrappers because it's a sandwich shop and creepy candles. And I think I remember you guys even like burning the edges of the candles to make them look like they were gross and like old and used. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
beautiful,
Oh,
beautiful.
I love it.
Like people had gone in there and squatted, and done all
Yeah.
this stuff. And it's like little living spaces. In LA, it's easy to kind of get a visual of
Yeah.
what
Unfortunately. It's yeah, there's research everywhere. So that's a bummer. But no, it's a great set. Really great. Love it. Um,
Reading newspapers to do windows is hard.
yeah. I mean,
Newspapers aren't really a thing. I
and
remember sending
expensive.
a PA out.
Like you go to buy
Yeah,
newspapers now, they're expensive. You're like,
yeah.
yeah.
In retrospect, I'm like, oh, I should just do like Amazon boxes.
Um,
But you can't put Amazon on anything.
no, could reverse it, but um, and then you have this nice prestige set, and it's
Mhm.
like it's
Same week.
the same week. Oh my God, that's right. Well, same episode, yeah.
Mhm.
So, did you have is is all of this on one stage?
All of this, yeah, the sandwich shop, the exterior, Wizard Academy, and this, and Alex's apartment were all on stage at the same time.
we had
Wow.
to get rid of a couple really big permanent sets, like the school and
The
school.
school, the school was the space that this set and the Wizard Academy and the sub shop were taking up. And then this Wizard Academy was mostly in the space where the backyard of the house was.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God, it's
So
this.
it was like construction and set everybody or just
You're like
how many
unpacked.
release. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah. Because they're not small sets. That's why I keep asking because I'm sort of like, oh, did you guys get an extra stage for this? This is a big set, but it's crazy. You guys do these really big sets. This
It's
entry.
nesting dolls, really.
Yeah. Um, can you talk about the decor of this, Kelly, and what you're, I mean, you've got some really beautiful wooden furniture here. And those chairs. I love those chairs.
Yeah, Emily, you found some really amazing stuff. Where do you find these things?
Is
Yeah,
that Warner Brothers?
Brothers.
Warner
Warner
Brothers?
Brothers has a lot of really cool period stuff that suits this look of the
Yeah.
Wizarding World.
And the sconces are fantastic also.
Emily always finds the best sconces. And then they even found these bulbs that flicker like flame, which, at first I was a little wary of because I never want it to look like what it is, but they
They've
looked
come a
really
long
good.
way. They've come a long
Yeah,
way. They look a lot
yeah,
better.
yeah.
What was the design thought process of having the texture on the wall? Because you
Well,
have,
yeah, so there are a few things. One thing is, due to time and money, I'm often asked to reuse scenery.
yes.
Often.
Yes.
Um, so my consistent challenge is to try to give old scenery fresh, new looks that are different. So these stone walls in the wizard world, a lot of things are very castle-y and gothic. So we had a lot of stone walls, but I was kind of tired of looking at them. We'd use them for Battle of the Wands arena,
Mm-hmm.
which was about as big as the caves. It was a big room where they did like this big magic wand battle. Um, so for this, I was like, this is the Wizard Tribunal. It's a tower, and it's in the same world, but it needs to look a little bit older too. Like maybe it has some layers to it. So we added this plaster look to those stone walls because they weren't coming back We weren't doing that
Right.
secondhand. So we added this extra layer, and I kind of like how it gave it like just a lot more age in life.
Yeah.
It's a lot more interesting than just a stone wall. Um,
No, that
so yeah, it was just so it was a way to make it feel old and like a totally different place.
yeah, I like that it breaks it up a lot and it's not just like stone,
Mhm.
stone, 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 stone. Like that's really nice. And I'm wondering too about because when you put scenery into a scene doc, it
Mhm.
never comes out the same.
Mhm.
There's wear and tear and how long it's been there and how it got smushed in there and how it was packed and everything. So I think even when you look through a catalog and you think, "Oh, that wall's going to be great," it's not. When in
Mhm.
reality, you got to go look at it. It's the same thing with us with decorating. Like, "Oh, that chair looks great." Online and then you go and you're like, this is a totally different color than the picture.
Yeah.
So, online shopping helps us or cataloging or whatever, but always like you have to touch it, you have to feel it, you gotta look at it, and then that's part of our job.
Scratch and sniff.
Yeah, it's part of our jobs, which is great. And sometimes you find many other wonderful things while you're looking at something you came for.
Mhm.
But yeah, these are just really such whimsical sets. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous you guys get to do
Working
all this.
working in kids TV is always an adventure, and then I've been fortunate to work on a couple that are just really different. Like it's not a living room and a kitchen.
Yeah.
It's a wizard tribunal and a wizard
Yeah.
lab. I mean, all the stuff we've talked about today. It's just so unique
So
and it's
fun.
Did you
so fun.
do you have an influence of like when you were growing up, a set or a show that influenced you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's other than the fact that I love the lifestyle and I love the way that working on multicams is such a team sport. I grew up watching them. Like I am a Friday night TGIF girl. Like
Yes.
I watched all those shows as a kid. I watched Sabrina the Teenage Witch,
Yes.
which reminds me a lot of this. It's a lot of the magic. It's a lot of this really and Clarissa explains it all. Why am I geeking out over Melissa Joan Hart right now?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
know.
But that's who I grew up with and I thought she was very cool.
Yes, so did
And
I.
so those sets are like all those family multicams. I watched all of them and I loved all of them and I really did the way you were saying like we get to design the things that kids wish for and hope for it. Like I was that kid.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Me, I'm a Gen Xer who got locked out of the house until the street lights came on, so I didn't
Oh,
really watch much TV after school. I was into movies. I was allowed to go down to the movie theater, and I loved like Legend, like the fantasy
oh yeah.
movies, Never Ending
Story.
Story, all that stuff.
Yeah. I
That
would
was
I
so good.
I would have to say Goonies to me is such an influence of like filmmaking and fantasy and like thinking about like later on like, oh, I want to do what they did in Goonies, like things like that. Like, how
So
did they do that?
we so Goonies is my favorite movie of all time.
I'm with you.
And when I was working on Bunked, they wrote a Goonies episode and I
And what
nearly
was it?
died.
And
I
what
was so excited. I got to make caves similar to this cave, but very different, with like treasure in them
oh,
and a door that went down like a work like oh my god, we had a piano that they had to
oh,
play.
it's
Like
great.
I was in the clouds for like 2 weeks.
Oh my
It
God,
was
it's
the best
great.
thing. It was so cool. I had the best time.
Oh, that's awesome. As a designer or like decorator, like if those come up, it's like, how did they know? How did they know in my head this is what I want to do?
Yeah. No, it was a gift.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to ask was I saw that you guys had made some changes to the perm sets from first and second season. Was
Mm.
that like, hey, let's bounce some more color? Was that like, oh, we're just, they've evolved, it's been some time gone by or whatever? Like, and how do you stay true to, because I always find that difficult, to be honest, when they're like, well, some time has passed. And I'm like, yeah, but people don't decorate. People don't. No, we got the same shit year after year in my house.
Billy's room specifically,
Yeah,
Billy's
that's right.
room was because she started out as a guest in that house, so it
Mm,
made it a little bit easier because she was kind of moving into a multi-purpose room that was kind of like their gym, their
right.
guest room, their office. So Emily had it dressed perfectly to be that set. And then Giada, the mom, was trying to make it more, tailored to Billy, but she didn't understand that she was like a wizard. She thought she just liked wizard themed things. And she thought she liked Wanda Sykes because at one point she goes, I love my Wanda Sykes, So we had like a picture of Wanda Sykes in the back of the set,
That's
which
really
was
funny.
totally random. We had like Washington Wizards posters up, and she had a Washington Wizards like throw on her bed and stuff. So it was a little bit of a sneaky move on me and Emily's part because we had such grand ideas for Billy's bedroom because she's kind of taken the pass the wand down from Selena, so she's taken it and now she's the main character, and we wanted to make her this really cool teenage wizard. And we had these beautiful vision boards with all these bold, like deep purples, which I did do that with the walls and a lot of texture, but like teals and golds and crystals and macrame. And Emily she had purchased and shopped all this stuff already. She had this gorgeous headboard and these beautiful fabrics she wanted to hang down. And we kind of had to work it in so gradually so that no one was shocked.
Right.
And then I remember at one point I got a text from the EP and he was like, "Where's Wanda?"
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh no.
well, I think Billy
I'm surprised you
has
had it
taken.
cleared. I'm surprised you got it cleared, to be quite honest.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
It was a thing. So it was Getty Images. We paid for the image.
Well,
so
then you're free. You're
all
good.
on the up and up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wanda's absence was noticed.
Wow.
And I just explained, I was like, we love her. If you want her back, you can have her. But we just thought that Billy would have taken over her room by now. And he was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's awesome too, to gradually do it and not make it as shocking, like from one episode to the other, like how sometimes it's planned that we don't want. But that's great. That's awesome. I would also be in total fear of like, we're not going back to a version, right? I'm like, we're not going back to episode 3 and shooting something, right? So they take a million pictures, but I always feel like something got lost. They didn't keep that. Where'd that go? Okay, gotta buy it again. But yeah, no, I thought that from season 1 to season 2, it does have this really, her coming out and everything, and I was just wondering about that. Yeah, great job.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed getting to know this show, and I'm excited to show my boys it now. So I'm very I'm glad I found them.
Are they 6?
7. They'll be 7
7
in a month, so I feel like they can watch it.
Yeah, no, it's a good family show.
Yeah.
They get into some trouble for sure, but it always comes around. And the thing that's nice about it when you're watching it with your kids is that like everybody's on the same team.
Yeah.
They are really loving and really it's got a good heart, this show. I love it.
Yeah, it really does. And you can see like the actors and everything are like, people are like just really happy to be there and be a part of it. Like, it's like, this is goofy and we know it, but we love it and it's cool. Like, they like it.
David Henry is one of the kindest human beings on this planet.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats, guys. It's a great looking show. I'm really, really jealous of what you guys get to do, and it just looks fantastic. So thank you so much for talking about it. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us. It was so fun.
Good. See? It was good. It was a good time, right?
Yes.
So yeah, pulling off a portal overnight. That's what we do. It's magic. It's wizardry. That's it. That's our department for you. You get a last minute thing, it's done. You can do it. Just fantastic to speak with them, and you can just tell that they are loving getting to design for this show, and seems very lucky to have such a supportive crew and cast and producers. So bravo. Great to speak to them and to highlight their work. It's fantastic. Very nice. Thank you so much for listening to that one. Let's see, what do we got next week? I'm not sure. I might put out my masterclass next week. I don't know. I gotta get it done. Gotta think about this. If not, believe me, I have plenty of other. I have so many interviews right now. It's awesome. I'm so excited for the next 2 months for you to hear everything that I have coming up. So, but if you love these deep dives into production design, just tap, follow, rate, and drop a quick review if you could. Grab that free quick reference decorating template at decoratingpagespodcast.com. And if you're thinking about being a decorator, just check out the masterclass. Use code DECORATE20 for 20% off. So there. I hope you got an earful. I'm Kim Wannop for Decorating Pages.